when I press this, this is what's inside the DJI Nano ball head. And the reason that I took this apart is I wanted to figure out if I could make it tighter. My biggest issue with this ball head is that it's really loose. I have decided to keep this camera just to do tests for everybody else. I'm not going to use this camera very often, I imagine, but I'm going to try and get the most out of it for what it's worth. So this guy drops down in there. We have the spring here, and then the screws go on. So it looks like the only way to make this tighter would be to either add like something in there that would create more tension for this spring, or maybe to, well, I'm not going to be able to get a new spring, so that's not an option. The other thing I was thinking is to put it on the base, but it looks like the base connects right with the screws, so like this can't go any deeper than it sits by itself, so that doesn't really work out for me. And then the other thing that I was thinking about is if I could actually just remove the ball head entirely, but that would require smashing this, and I don't really want to break this yet. But I do think that if I removed the ball head, I could use one of my other arms and create like a clamp scenario that could work with this ball head, but that would require breaking this. So this is kind of where I'm at. If you're someone that was wondering, I've been trying to figure these things out. So we're going to go ahead and reassemble this really quickly, and maybe I could tighten it down tighter. I don't think that's going to actually be the solution. I really was hoping to be able to put something in here that would create more tension, but I actually don't know. Yeah, I don't think that matters, because while this is creating some tension, that little black piece right there is probably contacting anyway, it looks like. So I don't even think that would solve my problem. Dang. Yeah, I think either way we're kind of locked in right there. So that whole thing screws back like that, and the pressure is only going to be that amount of pressure. Ah, man. These are the things that I try and figure out on my own time, and sometimes I bring you guys along for the video. So here we are. This tiny little screwdriver is one of my favorite little tools that I like to use. Can I get this guy back in here? Yes. Oh, that was really easy. Yeah. So taking this apart and putting it back together was not that hard. And that is tight all the way down. Let's go ahead and do the other side here. So this little screwdriver has a ton of bits right here. Look at this. Boom. All the little bits just hidden in the middle. And then you've got the little tip right here. So I really like this guy. It's by Hoto. And it comes in handy for these kinds of things. You know what? Maybe we're just going to work our way around the circle here. Look at this. Dink. All right. Maybe this thing wasn't tightened as tight as I could get it. And if I can tighten it down more, it will actually tighten this thing. If that is the case, that would be wonderful for my situation. But we're about to find out. So we'll drag this guy all the way down and go until it's super, super tight. It sure doesn't feel like that thing is much tighter than it was already, which is a bummer if that's the case, because I really wanted this to be a more usable ball head. 1, 2, okay, that's all the way tight. Yeah, that thing still feels pretty loose when I'm, man, yeah, that did not make a difference. And if I go to press down on this, now that I know that there's a spring in there, it doesn't seem like, oh wow, there actually is a decent amount of give when I press this. So maybe, you know, a stronger spring could have solved it. But once you get this camera on here like this, it's just so floppy. Without the vision dock, it's a little less floppy. Yeah, it's still, man, I mean, if you were doing any activity with this outside of just stationary filming, it flops around. So, all right, well, that was a fail, but we're going to publish the video anyway, for those of you that were wondering this for yourselves. There we go. So, it did not work. I hope this helped you. Remember, you're either going to sink or swim. Let's rise with the tide, and I'll see you on the flip side.